Although the stars above won't let us be together, we'll make the most of us. Maybe it's for the better. Your birthday is in December.
Welcome to the Wandiology podcast, where we learn and demystify astrology as a tool to gain a deeper understanding of our energetic signatures and our interactions with the world. Today, I'm joined by my lovely, lovely friend, Rosemary, an iconic fashion stylist, fashion mover. I love her so much. She's talented, hardworking, beautiful, all the good things. And today we'll be getting into Virgo through the houses. So, babe, I know you have an idea of what houses are.
Yeah, I already know.
You already
know. Well,
The
not too
Virgo
much,
energy.
but I do know. I do know some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So houses, basically, if you haven't been here before, are like the themes of life, right? So in astrology, the like life generally is divided into the houses, right? So for example, the first house will rule over like self-image, yourself, self-perception, so your body, the way your body looks like, and like your attitudes towards your body, right? And other people's attitudes towards like your appearance and how you look like and stuff like that. So if we look at Virgo in the first house, that's giving a very like everything has to be clean and organized.
Yeah.
Virgo risings. So, do you know any Virgo risings?
I do know one. She's called Paula. Okay, Dada boy fellow.
Dada boy fellow.
Shout out to her.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is a Paula Stan account.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, I see Virgo
I see
rising.
the vision.
I see like she's very attentive to like the details and how she takes care of herself and like her femininity and how she expresses that.
I feel like with Virgo risings, the key word is like polished. The look has to be polished.
Yes.
Like even with like her work and the wigs, the way she does.
Yes.
Like the wigs, they have no what lace.
Let me tell you, I'm going to plug actually her wig.
Yeah.
In this segment, but yes, absolutely.
It's just polished. Like that's all I think of. Like polished in every form.
In
like,
every way.
You can't catch them sleeping.
Exactly. Like and they're very like attentive to the health.
Yeah.
Because even with the pole dancing and the discipline.
Yeah, the discipline.
To do it every single day.
The discipline is crazy.
Come on.
I think they're more disciplined than Virgo
Suns, yeah.
By very far.
Absolutely.
Like,
I think Virgo risings, like you won. You guys won.
Yeah, won.
And we're not fighting. We stand because I just love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So that's Virgo in the first house. Polished.
Yeah.
Virgo in the second house of finances. That's me. That's me. So
tell us how that is you.
But wait, so Paula has Virgo in the first.
Yeah.
Right? These are Virgo risings. So I'm a Cancer rising, but I'm a late degree Cancer rising. So I might be a Leo rising. I don't know my birth time.
Okay.
Which will make more sense for me.
Yeah, that you do give Leo rising energy. That makes sense.
Paula told me the exact same thing.
Yeah.
She was like, I thought you were a Leo. But yeah, so Virgo in the second house means bringing that refinement to your finances. So like we love the finer things in life. Like we like, it doesn't even have to be the most expensive thing, but it'll be the best quality thing.
Yeah.
So like, for me, it's like down to the skincare I buy, the clothes I buy, the hair I buy.
The
like
best. It has to be the best version of what you're going to buy.
I want to like spend my money on the best. I also want to like the things I value, like, or the people I value. Like, I feel like I always bring an energy of refinement to even my loved ones and my close circle. So it's like, okay, but like I know this option that's just a little bit better. That's like that. Yeah. And what else? The second house is also, I think, to do with talents. And yeah, I think like in my creativity, or like, for example, when I'm painting or I'm doing makeup, I'm very particular about like the small details,
Yeah.
like just to make sure the stroke is right,
Yeah.
like
The refinement.
the refinement is
Yeah.
there, and things of the sort.
Mhm.
And also just kind of like being frugal with my finances at times. Like, even if I like the better things, I know how to not misuse
Yeah.
my money.
They're not reckless.
Yeah.
It's not reckless.
It's not reckless.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's Virgo in the second. Moving on to Virgo in the third house of communication, and like your thoughts and siblings. I feel like this is having a very like perfect relationship with your siblings, or like you really like to refine your interactions with siblings or neighbors, because the third house also has to do with neighbors. Also being very good at writing, speaking, communicating. Honestly, Virgo in the third is giving Virgo Mercury.
Yeah, it does give that energy.
Yeah, it's just refined writer, refined speaker, someone who is able to express themselves very, very well. So these are all my Cancer risings. So ideally, if
those are Cancer rising.
yeah, using whole signs, that's Cancer rising. So ideally in whole sign, that's where I fall. But if I take myself as a Leo rising, I have Virgo in my second.
Okay.
But it actually, when I see the traits of Virgo in the third house, it makes more sense to me. But it still makes sense in the second house. So I really don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need to find my birth time.
We need to go back.
We need to go back. Like,
were you born in Nairobi?
Yeah, in Mata. And I keep calling them and I'm like, you guys need to find my birth time.
They never used to do that.
And let me tell you, they do, like, they have everyone's birth time.
Really?
If you didn't know, yeah. They do. You just call them, but they can't, the 96 file is what they can't find, apparently.
What? That's crazy.
That's crazy. And I'm like, do something.
Yeah,
Please check somewhere else.
You better find it.
Yeah. So, yeah, so Virgo in the fourth house. So the fourth house is the house of your roots, your family, your home life. Like, how do you like your home?
About family.
Yeah.
Family and home.
Family and home.
Yeah.
It's giving neat trick. It's giving like, I want my home to be clean and tidy and organized. And even if it's not clean, like, it's organized chaos, as we said in the last episode.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is someone who also like can keep pets or plants, either or. What else?
The kids. How do you think the kids are doing?
Oh, I feel like this is someone who can be very critical of
the
their
kids,
family.
yeah.
Oh my god, because I see on Twitter like people complaining a lot about the Virgo
Yeah,
sun moms.
everyone says like
And,
the
my
Virgo
mom, I
oh
hate
my
her, and I'm
gosh.
like, what?
They wanted them to be the best.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, they wanted
Like,
them to be the best.
The pressure has to be there.
Yeah, but kids need to be kids as well.
Yeah, but also like the uglier side of Virgo can be really like annoying.
It can be bad.
And
It can be so bad. Like, especially for a child,
Right.
you know, like for an adult maybe, but for a child,
Right.
it's too much.
Yeah.
Perfectionism isn't
It's not
supposed
it.
to be there for
It's
a
not
child.
it.
They're literally a child.
It's not it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just Virgo and traits within the home space. So just beware of being too critical about your family. Those are people. Be critical about ideas and thoughts and, you know, things, but not people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fifth house, where we have fun and creativity and dating. And then we have Virgo, which is just stuck up because it's like...
Because strict.
Strict. Ajou jokes.
Ajou jokes. Kwanza in a relationship, what is that joke?
Imagine.
You're not serious?
Like criticism about the people you date. But also you can be very attentive and romantic. Because I know Virgo people to be very... romance for me requires attention. And so they can be people who know the particulars of how to woo you. Like they will woo you. but that critical side will have to jump out.
Yeah.
You'll be like on a date and they'll be like, the fork is not supposed to be there.
Could
Like,
you sit properly? Like,
exactly. So they're just nitpicky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else? Because it's also about hobbies. So maybe hobbies around organizing, hobbies around matters to do with health.
Or details.
Yes,
Like beading.
exactly,
Like,
beading.
yeah.
Like crochet things and things to do like with your hands,
Like
where
intricate
detailed,
things.
exactly,
Like very intricate,
exactly.
handmade things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Virgo in the sixth, which is where it falls naturally. The sixth house is the house of health, like your job, yeah, and what else, routines as well. So Virgo here like is comfortable. It's
Yeah.
like this is what we're doing. It's a sign of like routines, and it rules over health. So probably here is where the health workers for the way you were saying, people who make money through like weaving into
Yeah.
intricate things, or writing, or what else,
The philosophers
organizing, yeah,
of the world. Philosophers of the world.
and organizing as well.
What kind of job is that even?
Like personal assistants. Like think about people who know how to like plan the
plan
day, the
things,
day to
project
day.
managers.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah.
That's where like task oriented things.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
My mom is really good at that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Wow. And she's our Cancer rising. That's interesting.
Either Cancer or Aries, one of those. Aries rising, yeah. Who knows how to plan, and she loves to plan.
If
Like,
she's an Aries rising, that means this is her placement.
yeah, most likely
We're
she's
going
an
to
Aries
six, yeah.
rising, because she loves to plan.
Right?
Like, she loves even organizing as well.
Yeah.
Like, she loves when things are just like in order.
Yeah.
And now that's her pet peeve. Like, she gets really upset when there's disorder everywhere. Yeah, so it makes sense.
I love that. I'd get along with her, honestly.
I feel like you would.
Yeah.
And she also did, like, her first job was like administration and like
Really?
planning. Yeah, she used to
Yes.
like plan everything
Yes.
for everyone.
Oh my God, yeah.
She's really good at it as well.
Yeah, because I've also worked in like planning, like coordinating things, assisting. So like we're so good at those the two details. Yeah. So the seventh house, the house of the qualities you look for in your significant other.
Okay.
Right? So Virgo in the seventh, you're looking for someone who is logical, someone who is intellectual, someone who is anal.
The strict ones.
The strict ones. Hiyo ndio unataka stability, and you'll get it. You'll get what you ask for. So
What rising is that?
that's because Aries that could be Pisces, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's Pisces.
Risings. Okay.
That's my mom now. Yeah, that's my mom. She has Virgo in her seventh. And the seventh house is also said to be like your shadow self, because the first house is the house of self, your seventh is your shadow self. So it's the traits that you admire in people, but you kind of like are like, ugh.
About
yourself.
Yeah,
you're like, And
interesting.
yeah, so even my mom, like I vividly remember my relationship with my mom being very, because now that means my son falls in her seventh house. So me embodying my Virgo and traits would be in direct opposition with her, because as much as my son is in her seventh house, she's a Pisces sun. So there's also that sun opposition. And for the longest time, I just felt like she really didn't, like, hatukuwa tunapatana.
Yeah, she wasn't
right?
getting.
Yeah, like she didn't get my process, and I didn't get hers. Because her as a Pisces, she's just very laid back, and she wants to serve. And for me, it's just like I want a routine. I want things to be the way they are, and like I'm very like almost annoying about it, and she just is like, relax.
She's too chill about
Yeah, she's like,
why are you not
she's
panicking?
chilling. Why are you not panicking? And so for the longest time, I felt that opposition until now. Now is when we're debulking, me and her, through astrology, and we're seeing where like the kugongana
The
kichwa is
clashes.
coming from. Yeah,
That makes
and it's so
sense.
interesting. It is so interesting.
And then everything makes sense.
Everything makes sense
Afterwards.
exactly. So now I understand her, and she understands me. She understands that I need to be critical and logical, because that's just how I like. That's where my self-esteem comes from. Yeah. So the 8th house, the house of this is where like the pain and the death and
Death
the
and rebirth.
intimacy and the sex and the taboos is. And with Virgo here, I feel like with like our critical nature in the 8th house, you have to be very careful about your inner critic, right? Because this is like your projections. This is where your projections come to life.
Yeah.
And you have to be very careful that you're not projecting hate, your self-hate onto other people,
oh my God,
or to yourself. I feel like this is so tough because I feel like whatever you have in the 8th house, that voice has to be as soft as possible, because if it's not, the 8th house will shake you. Like it comes with the pain, and it comes with the trauma and the fear. Like, so
everything
if you
all at once.
Yeah, so imagine a critic that is fearful.
Yeah.
You're just always thinking from a perspective of like, oh, like if this is not perfect, then maybe, you know, like getting in your own way in that sort of way. And I feel like that is what, that need for perfectionism is what with the 8th house in Virgo you have to deal with. Right?
My son is in the 8th house.
Your
actually,
son?
Yeah.
Oh, you have 8th house placement.
Yeah.
Okay, baddie. Oh, wow.
But it does make so much sense, because a lot of like my younger life, I did like lead with fear. Like there was a lot of like fear of not being perfect. Like that was like, and the universe is so strange. Even the environment I was being placed at, that was the theme. Like you had to be perfect. Even the schools I went to, even the activities I joined, there was a lot of perfectionism. Even the hobbies I chose had, the theme was you had to be good at what, actually you had to be the best at what you were doing. So yeah, it does make so much sense, and it can be overly consuming when you're like your number one most like critic. Yeah,
absolutely.
if you're your worst critic,
Absolutely.
it can be so crazy, because it's a lot to like switch off that voice in your head to just be like move with the flow and just do your best, like, and acknowledge that you're doing your best, and your best can be enough, and then that's how you're going to grow from that. But if you're constantly chasing perfectionism and not even taking time to even embracing like gratitude for like how far you've come, because we're also quite like, we're always moving, and it's also very fast.
Want to achieve and
I
achieve
think
and
the death and rebirth it's a huge thing. There's so many things going on, and things are not even that long. Like everything changes really quickly, and if you're constantly chasing the perfectionism in that, there's no like time to pause and like even say I'm grateful for how far we've come.
Yes, you're preaching to the choir, because any person like with Virgo placements, you know, like, and if you don't have them, just like, how does it feel to be God's
favorite?
Because because it's really like, it can be so overwhelming. It's like the need to always, and then you know what's annoying is you're always seeing what's wrong. Right? And when you're always seeing what's wrong or what can be improved, it's very hard to sit and gravitate towards like what's right. It's very hard, and it's something that we need to like now consciously teach ourselves. Like you need to talk to yourself like a child and tell yourself, okay, today we're practicing gratitude for this and this and this. Like you literally need to recalibrate your thoughts, because we have like most of our thoughts are negative as
Yeah.
Virgos. Like, I'm just going to be honest.
Not
A lot
gonna
of them,
lie,
most
yeah.
of them. Like, if you think you're criticizing a Virgo, please do better, because we've
Yeah,
done that
there's nothing you
a
can tell us.
thousand
We've already
times.
thought about it like 5 years
The
ago.
worst. Exactly. 5 years ago, you were
Yeah.
thinking, oh,
Oh, please.
this needs to change. And and people see like they change.
Yeah.
Like, people see like, like how we improve and
Mm.
things like that. But that also comes with like very harsh voices
Yeah.
in ourselves. And so, especially here, like with
Mm.
placements in the 8th house, where your fears can very easily like materialize, you need to be very soft towards yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and this is why, like, this is a Scorpio ruled house. So think about your emotions, getting in touch with them, and just feel the fear, but not letting it overwhelm you.
Yeah.
And don't treat your thoughts as if they're real.
Yeah.
They're thoughts.
It's
Let them
literally
pass.
like not real.
Exactly.
It's just,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, that is not a reality.
Yeah.
Also, the 8th house is to do with intimacy and sex.
Mm-hmm.
So, with matters where you need to connect with someone intimately, please let the logic go. Please, I beg you. Again, about intimacy and sex, which go hand in hand. Nasiwa nyinyi watu wa casual things,
Yeah.
please. I mean, when you love someone, you cannot look at them through a lens of like logic and, how do I put it, criticism, right? Like, very harsh criticism. So discernment is good, but in order to like have healthy intimacy, you have to be able to compromise and feel your emotions, and sometimes that means you have to put that logic to the side and just feel with your gut.
Yeah.
Because Virgo rules the gut. Just
Yeah.
follow your gut and you'll be fine.
And you'll always know.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll always
We
know.
be knowing.
Yeah. Is it that we ignore?
Absolutely.
I mean, Delulu, being Delulu.
Delulu.
Or
Is
people
this a
who
Lulu?
are also not in touch with their bodies, like,
Yeah.
because a lot of that,
Wow.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, literally so much can, like, your body can be saying no, and you just are not in touch with
Exactly.
it. Yeah,
There's exactly that.
Yeah,
Now, because this, like, oh my God, what you said like has blown my mind, because a lot of people are not in touch with their bodies because they don't put the time and effort to be in touch with their bodies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't maybe like even work out, even if it's yoga or meditation or taking a walk, or like you don't even drink water, or something like something to gratify your body, not yourself, not your mind or
Yeah.
your mouth or
Yeah.
your like impulses, but
Yeah.
your body.
yeah,
And like, it's just so important to like do things like meditation, where they help you just listen to yourself, right?
connect.
And
Yeah.
and connect with yourself, because you're the only person you can trust. Like, your body will save you from a lot of shit. It will save you from a lot of shit. But first of all, you have to cultivate a relationship with it,
Yeah,
as you have to with any other thing.
Yeah.
Literally, even money, you have to
You have
cultivate a
to.
relationship with it.
Yeah.
So if you're not working on cultivating a relationship with your body, start today. Virgos are telling you. And we rule health. So bless you.
That was your sign.
Yeah. So please. So the 9th house, the house of philosophy, higher education, long distance travel, and things of the sort. This is where you have Virgo.
That's very rare for me. We need to be flued out.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah, we need to be
Period.
seeing the world.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this is probably someone who travels a lot for like writing or studying even, because Virgo and Mercury is known for like the sciences and mathematics and things like that. But also, I know Virgos are very like good at speech and writing and studying and learning, like the
Yeah.
process of learning. So these are people who probably are traveling to learn things. Their mental pursuits are always about learning something. Like you're always teaching yourself a new skill.
Yeah.
You're probably also a teacher. Yeah. What do you think? How do you think that manifests for you?
For me, on the creative side, although I do love like the sciences as well, like I was really good at chemistry.
Yeah.
But for me, when it comes to like traveling for like knowledge, I've done so many projects that like involved me to like travel to indigenous cultures and and learn from them. Even the beading,
Yeah.
there's a project we did like we had to go to like Laikipia
Yeah.
and like learn from the Maasai
love
women how they
that.
do that, how they make. They taught us so much that I never expect. Like I went there like with an open mind, but I didn't think that I'd consume that much in just like a span of 3 days. And by the traveling really does expand your mind because you're when you live in like a bubble, you don't really see how people interact in their day-to-day lives. Like
true.
your culture is not all that's there.
Yeah,
Because that's what we always think. We think people do things the way we do them and our way is the right way. There's no
Exactly.
other way. But with that you get to really learn there's so many ways
Yeah.
to do things
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be our way.
Yeah.
And our way is not even nearly close to the best way. It's just a way
Absolutely.
we've consumed
Absolutely.
and we've been maybe colonized to think.
Yeah.
A lot of our thoughts are really Western.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to see how consumed we are with other people's traditions compared to our own, and we are not as accepting of other people's, especially even traditional works like beading, even how they make their soap. It's very hands-on. It's very intricate. It takes so much time, and it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
But I feel like that value of how much I would spend on soap made in Laikipia versus soap made in Korea is not the way to be perceived with like the outside
Yeah.
market. The Western side is always seen as the better one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if it's all written handmade
Yeah.
from whatever, people will always see the Western world as better.
Superior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
That's sad.
Yeah, but I do enjoy like consuming. A lot of my inspo is from like culture.
It
And
is. You're very
yeah,
cultural. I love that about
culture.
you.
I love knowing about people, like how people live,
Yeah.
what people do, what y'all be doing in
Yeah.
this small village in Bali,
Yeah.
or what are you guys doing in Korea, or what's happening in New York. Like it really intrigues me.
Yeah.
It's just it opens my mind. Even the
Beautiful.
fantasy is no longer just a fantasy. I can now see for
Yeah.
real. This is how y'all be doing.
I
Yeah,
love that.
it's so good.
Ode to Virgo in the 9th, learning and improving
Yeah.
through interacting with
Yeah.
other cultures. I love that. So the 10th house, the house of career and legacy and public image.
Yeah.
So so I think these are the people that are seen as very logical and analytical and organized and like intellectual. Basically, that's the public image. And so I think these are Sagittarius rising, which is nice. I have a friend who's a Sag rising. Shout out Lexi. And oh wow, I feel like when I see, like, I don't know, like Lexi is such like a unicorn to me. Like, she's just always living her life to the fullest. And she's actually very, very like, I don't know, very intentional about her life, you know, and like taking her mistakes in stride. That's another thing about Virgo, because Virgo is about learning.
Yeah.
And we learn through mistakes
Yeah,
a lot of times.
times.
It's like trial and error. Even before that, like perfected version, we'll have tried, failed, tried, failed. Although we don't show the failure to other people.
Yeah, never. We're too polished.
We're showing the perfect version.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think of her like as always improving upon her last connection or endeavors or whatever it is she was doing. yeah, like just
She's always
beautiful
being
girl.
better,
Yeah,
trying to be better.
she's always trying to be better,
Yeah.
and that's like the image I have of her in my head. But these are people whose legacies are very, as you said, polished, are very organized, are very almost like perfection. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
The polished, it's polishing
It's
there actually.
exactly.
Especially in career, that would be a very,
Perfect.
very good placement.
It's so
like
good.
you don't play.
It's so exactly.
Yeah.
Like you do things, your detail is on another level.
Yeah.
And I love that.
that.
So 11th house of friend groups. So this is your friends. This is like social, those like humanitarian activities, social activism, and things of the sort. The 11th house is also about hopes and dreams. So I feel like here you can have a tendency to attract people who are very nitpicky, people who are very organized, humble, quiet to themselves, but also critical. So maybe you have very critical friends, or you're critical of your friends. Yeah.
I feel like that makes
sense.
Yeah.
You're very critical of your friends, of who you like choose to be in community with and things of the sort. But I feel like also this is very good energy for social activism causes, because Virgo likes to help.
Yeah.
And so like you can be a very good like activist, organizer, like fundraiser, doing all these things for social causes and stuff.
Those Aquarius risings
Those are, I think, Scorpio risings.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Scorpio risings. Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
The passion is even there.
Yes, exactly.
They're so passionate.
Especially about their friends.
Yeah.
I know Scorpio risings are very passionate about their friend groups and like social causes as well.
Yeah.
And they can also do, I feel like, really well just serving people, organizing like hangouts and stuff like that.
The party planners.
Yes, like advising their friends about their health, things like that.
Yeah.
And then finally we have the 12th house, which is the house of where we go to retreat. So it's a house of isolation. It's a house of mental health. It rules over things like prisons, mental health institutions. It rules over themes of spirituality. So where do we go to be quiet? Yeah. So Virgo in the 12th. This is all my Libra risings. My sister, my baby sister.
I have a friend who's a Libra rising.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because with them, when things are not going well, they really do a lot of things. They're overconsumed in hobbies. Actually, they'll they'll book every kind of hobby that is on this on this earth. Like they'll try do so many things all at once.
Yeah.
And look, it works for them. Like they're really good. They really are so good at what they do.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I feel like, oh my God, yeah. I feel like what I've observed with people with Virgo in their 12th is sometimes they struggle with routine, right? They're very scattered in even the activities. Because I feel like for them, routine is like a bit tough to like, it doesn't come as easy for them as it would with Virgo placed elsewhere. Yeah. And I mean like the routine, like, come as Sisi, you know how like for us it's easy.
It's
like
too
give me a
easy.
routine and it's like
I'll do
yes,
it, yeah.
I'll be up at this time, at 9 I'll be
Yeah.
doing this, at 10 I'll be doing this, like that. Like them, they are a bit spontaneous. I feel like they should really be like observant about their health habits, like their nutrition habits, because you know also the 12th house is the house of like hidden things. So it's things that are hidden from you. So it's things that are not apparent to you, right? And here with Virgo, it's like to do with your health, your nutrition, your routine.
You have to be careful.
Your organization, exactly.
And your mental health
And
as
your
well.
mental health,
Yeah.
exactly. So you might find that some of these things that you're struggling with, but you don't even know because it's masked. Like, and these are things that will affect you subconsciously. So you have to be very careful about what you eat, what you consume, and just like now, like really try and I feel like research on things like meditation,
Yeah.
things to calm your mind, like things
Yeah.
that are more Virgo, and I feel like those are the traits that you should be aiming for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with the Libra rising, like when they're trying to break a habit, it'll take them
Yes.
a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's crazy
Yeah.
now to even see that.
Yeah.
Also, their change also happens also quite fast compared to like say me. Like they have so many themes of like change. This I think that's why she's also very consumed in like getting to experience different things. Like
Yeah.
she'll book 10 hobbies at once.
Yeah.
She'll try distract her mind.
Yeah.
But like if she's trying to come out of like something bad or negative, it'll really take some time.
Yeah.
She's not the one to wake up and say, okay, yeah, today's a new day.
Yeah.
It'll be like a very
Slow,
depressive episode. Like,
oh my
yeah.
God. I don't want
But
to mention
also,
someone.
it won't be like as apparent. You won't see it.
Exactly.
You really won't see
They
it.
know how to hide it.
Yeah.
They know how to hide the mess.
Yeah, exactly.
They know how to
really
hide the
do know
mess.
how. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because even when they're booking, let's say the 10 hobbies, like you don't think anything is wrong.
It's
You're like
wrong,
actually
but
you
it's
are.
chaos in
Yeah,
the
you're living
head.
your best life.
Exactly.
And it's like escapism.
Yeah.
They're trying
exactly.
to escape
Yeah.
their minds,
Yeah.
or make their minds more creative and active.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the end of the houses.
Yeah.
And babes, would you like to tell everyone your socials?
So my socials are at Rosemary Wangari on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Yeah, those are the apps I use the most.
Yeah. And mine is at Wandiology on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and at the Wandiology podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you on the next episode, which is the Libra archetype.
Period.
Period. Bye.
But you act like a Virgo. You act like a Virgo. Knew this wouldn't last forever. I hope you remember.